Hey guys, so I just wanted to say we had our baby. I did want to document more, but we just got busy with other things, and I might do a birth story later on when we have time, but I just wanted to come on here and let you know that we have a new member of the family also.
He's really in there.
Oliver. But yeah, so we're gonna start doing a camper conversion van, and we're gonna do it on a budget. So the goal is to do it less than $1,500. We got the van for $400. It's supposedly running. Abraham's gonna check on that. Hey guys, so we have a new addition to the family. Everyone meet Oliver. He's in this little carrier right now. And we also have a new van.
It's a 1986 Chevy van G20.
Well, this is going to be our new project. I have not seen the inside, so let's just go ahead and take a look.
Well, the last owner
already has a bed in there.
Yeah, he kind of would live in here a little bit, but it's full of junk. He said, well, you got to take it away. So now I got to figure out what to do with all this junk in here. But it's not super rusty. It's got some spots.
Okay.
I think this is the worst part of the rust, but it's way on the bottom skirts of this van. So and I'm capable of welding that. I was doing on this truck over here, the 59 Apache.
Oh, ew. Yeah, this guy really
I don't know
left his trash.
I don't know what
here.
he was doing, if he was living in this thing and just said screw it and left everything in here. But yeah, he had it stored over there at a storage place, and I was about to tell him, hey, could I just rake the entire crap out onto the ground and he'd deal with it? But the guy was like 74 years old and he was just not capable.
And so you're probably wondering, right? We have new baby. What would we want this piece of junk for? Well, we got it for only $400, so it's the next family camper van since we sold our last one.
And it's got a bit of nostalgia to it.
We like the colors.
I'm gonna try and keep it exactly like it is. Try and do a patina to it. Have a little bit of a sheen to it. I mean, there's just screws missing for that, but that's nothing bad. So it's got a 305 with a 3-speed transmission in it, and the guy said it ran and everything, but not very sure on if it does run for sure. But like I said, we bought it for 400 bucks, so you can't really complain about that. I was wanting to LS swap this thing, just like everything else. This thing over here, I got my 2012 Challenger that I'm gonna LS swap also. I'll show you guys in here. I actually bought an LS2 fully built 408 stroker, and I was able to get everything off of the front here too. He built it and everything, and I was gonna build one, but the cost to make one of these was about $7,000 to $11,000. And I was like, I just don't have that. So I stumbled across this, and it's a 6-liter, and there was a 6.8 liter 4L80E behind it also. But that's gonna be the build for the Challenger. Whenever I pulled the van apart here, I ended up not getting a sledgehammer and ripping these walls out. I tried to get them in one piece, even though this one's disgusting and somewhat shredded up, and that one, and they're moldy. And it's just because it was sitting outside under a tarp. But because I saved them all in one piece and I didn't rip it all apart and I just unscrewed everything, which actually in a sense was a lot less effort, a lot less time, and it came out in one piece and that was all shredded apart. So that way I wasn't like putting it all into the dumpster and breaking it up like leaves. But yeah, in this part, what I did was, since I got them all in one piece, it's gonna be 10 times easier to just go and literally trace out this whole entire piece here and put it onto this piece of paper, which I already did. I traced it out with a Sharpie, and then once I take it off, I'll be able to first throw this thing away because this is nasty. You see all the molds and whatever the crap is on there. I'll have a way of being able to use this as a template now that I marked it onto this sheet and put it onto a brand new sheet of whatever I'm going to use. I'm probably going to end up using paneling board just because it's thinner, lighter, cheaper. Instead of I was going to go and do tongue and groove planks, but then I thought about it, that's a lot of wood and it's a lot of weight, and it'd be just way easier just to do it this way. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. I'm going to pull this thing off and then I'll show you guys how it looks. This is going to save me a whole lot of time right here. And all I did was I went to the dollar store and I've got this postal wrapping paper. It only cost $1, but honestly this was almost a whole roll right here. I'm actually hoping I've got some in the house. It's my outline to lay this down and get the specific marks, and then all the window trim that was in the van that was plastic, contoured to it pretty good. So I'm gonna keep all the plastics and I'm gonna actually paint them and clean them all up and get the nasty stuff off them also, but so that way I'm not having to build borders also, and saves on more weight. And I keep talking about the weight thing, and it's only because this van is a 1500 and I didn't want it to bog down like my last van, where it would kind of lose a little bit of power going up hills. But yeah, that's what we're doing today, tracing out, and I might even start ripping out more stuff in the van. All right, we're about to go on to the bigger piece, and I've got my 2 sheets of paper here overlapped and laid down right now. And the tricky part of this one is this one's falling apart a little bit more because it got more rain on it. And yeah, transferring it is gonna be a little bit of a doozy. I'm just hoping that all this mold and stuff doesn't smear onto this paper because I might be moving it around just a tad. I've got the whole thing marked out. All right, so I got we have just the insulation and the floor here. Just that stuff, and one piece of headliner right there left to pull down. But yeah, this is all that's left to pull off. We're gonna leave the slats. There's well, this one don't have slats, it's the actual van, but there's 2 pieces of wood right over there, right there and there. We're gonna leave those there, and we're gonna leave the ones up here because they're still good enough for me to go and reuse. And there's gonna be another a long piece of paneling that I'm gonna be putting up, as well as on the walls. This is gonna be a quick conversion here. It's not gonna be anything take me 6 months. I mean, it might take me 2 to 3 months because I'll be here and there in here, but this is gonna be a simple one. It's gonna basically be a bed, 3 chairs, or possibly 4, depending on if I can find like a dual bench seat that we could put right there. Hopefully it's just a fuel pump or something that's really not working, I think, that's on here. I mean, the engine and everything, he said he was driving it. It's gonna be some simple stuff.